Train travel in Europe can be very expensive, especially when travelling on high-speed international routes, with trains like the Eurostar and TGV offering some insane prices.
That's ridiculous!
But what if I told you there's a new budget option? Introducing Europe's only low-cost international train, the Ouigo, running between Brussels and Paris. But is this cheaper train really worth the extra saving? Join me and let's find out. Hello and welcome to Brussels South Station here in the capital of Belgium. Today I'm going to be travelling down to Paris North aboard the brand new Ouigo train. This is a low-cost service aimed at offering lower prices than the very expensive Eurostar trains to the same city. Let's go! Today's trip starts from Brussels South, one of Europe's truly international railway hubs. The station sees frequent service to all 5 of the surrounding countries, and also sleeper trains to destinations further afield. Unlike many other low-cost services, both airlines and trains alike, this service uses the same centrally located stations as the more expensive high-speed trains do. However, don't expect anything special. Brussels South is known for being in a sketchy part of the city, plenty of litter, vandalism and unsavoury characters. It's certainly not the nicest station in Europe. Brussels South is a big station with a lot of facilities. Among these are a large selection of cafes and restaurants. Note that the Ouigo low-cost train does not have any form of catering on board, so it's a good idea to stock up beforehand. And hey, if you forgot to buy gifts for your loved ones back home, worry not, as there's a Belgian chocolate shop right on the main passage. The station also has an international ticket office, though Ouigo tickets can only be purchased on the internet, in line with their low-cost concept. One of the station's rather more quirky installations is the Belgian Railways Upcycling Gallery. Here, there's a display of various furniture items, lovingly recreated from old abandoned train parts. The main operator here at Brussels South is the Belgian Railways, running commuter services out of the capital as well as faster intercity trains within Belgium. I've always thought their colour scheme was a little dull, especially on dark and dreary days. And if anything, the graffiti here actually adds a bit of colour to an uninspired colour scheme. The station also sees Germany's ICE trains running to Frankfurt via Cologne, while the Dutch Eurocity Direct provides a fast connection to Rotterdam and Amsterdam. France's famous TGV connects Brussels with eastern and southern France. For years, Eurostar trains, formerly known as Thalys, have been speeding between Brussels and Paris, operating as a collaboration between the Belgian and French railways. This monopoly has led to extreme pricing, with many popular travel days having prices over €100 for most well-timed trains. I'm catching the 0739 service to Paris Nord, listed as OTC. This stands for Ouigo Train Classic. Ouigo is unmistakable here in Brussels South. It exhibits a bold colour scheme. You might even go as far as to say it's garish. These vehicles are modern I-11 cars, owned by the Belgian Railways, and indeed you often see regular Belgian Railways carriages in the consist. Now, this service is operated by the Belgian and French Railways in collaboration, the same pair that control the overpriced Eurostar. However, as this is a low-cost service, the base price is low, with numerous add-ons for sale, and we'll get into that later on. Our locomotive today is a Belgian HLE-18, number 1868. It's part of the Siemens Eurosprinter family, despite more closely resembling the current generation Vectron locomotives. This will haul us at up to 160 km an hour all the way to Paris. I bought no add-ons for this trip to get the cheapest possible fare. That means random seat allocation, just like Ryanair or Wizz Air. Seating is in a 2+2 layout, with my allocated seat being car 3 seat 93, a backward-facing aisle seat in a bay of 4. Today's route sees us heading southwest out of Brussels, briefly running alongside the high-speed line, crossing into France at Kévy before the busy final approach into Paris Nord. Journey time is 2 hours 57 minutes, covering 308 kilometers. We depart Brussels South on time at 07:39, beginning our trip down to the French capital. So as we climb the flyover out of the city, let's see just what you get on this low-cost train. Like I said, seat allocation is random, being sent to your email a few days before departure. You can select a specific seat at the time of booking at an additional cost of €3 for any standard seat, with wider seats being a little more. Now I must admit, I wasn't expecting much in the way of comfort from such a train. However, these seats were actually really comfortable. There was a lot of padding and even a soft headrest. Legroom is another surprise. I mean, this is a lot of space for a low-cost service, and there was plenty of room during the journey. Small armrests are provided at one side of the seat, though I found the curving shape to be really annoying. Meanwhile, there are no armrests between the two seats, so you may be getting cozy with your seat neighbour. Down below is a retractable footrest. While bays of 4 get a small table by the window, airline-style seats get a large folding table, deployed by lifting up and then pulling it towards you. Whilst this would be good for working on, each table I tried had an annoying upward or downward angle, so I had to keep my water bottle on the floor. There's also an individual bin provided at each set of seats. In the village of Lembeek, we begin heading south. For high-speed trains, this is also the point where the high-speed line to France begins, with this French TGV having just exited the line on a service from Lille. We're currently travelling along line 96 of the Belgian railways, a route steeped in history, with many iconic and prestigious trains formerly travelling on these very tracks. Most notably the TEE Étoile du Nord, a luxury service from before the high-speed era, now replaced by Eurostar services. Our first station stop is here, in the city of Mons. The station here has recently been rebuilt, at the instruction of the controversial architect Santiago Calatrava. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the design, but let me know what you think in the comments. So, Ouigo is actually not the first iteration of this international low-cost service. In 2016, Thalys launched IZY, using leased TGVs and old withdrawn Eurostar units. This service started strong, with multiple daily departures between Brussels and Paris, eventually reducing to just a few per week by 2022, when the service was suspended indefinitely. However, in summer 2024, the service was temporarily reinstated for the Paris Olympics, this time under the Eurocity brand. In December 2024, the low-cost service was resumed, this time permanently, and now under the Ouigo brand. And that's where we are today. Our border crossing into France goes unnoticed, with Aulnoye station being the first major landmark here in France. After a few minutes, we arrive at Aulnoye-Aymeries. Opening in 1855, the station is a major junction in northeastern France. Despite its importance though, the station has been allowed to get into a truly terrible condition. If it weren't for the modern electric trains, you'd think this station was abandoned years ago. Ouigo has a number of extras to add to your booking at an additional cost. I've already mentioned that specific seat selection is a paid extra, but there's also a dedicated extra legroom carriage full of so-called XL seats. These are reservable from €7, which is pretty good value, though reserving the solo seats is a little more expensive. Luggage is also a paid extra, with one small personal item and one airline-style carry-on bag permitted. Large additional bags can be purchased for €5. Luggage space is found above all seats, in the overhead luggage racks, though many passengers just dumped their luggage on the floor, blocking the way. Ouigo also offers the ability to add flexibility to the booking, and even carry bikes or pets, all for an additional charge. However, I'm pleased to report that use of the onboard toilet is in fact free of charge. This was incredibly small, but everything was in good condition. Both soap and water were working fine. A hand dryer is also provided. Some carriages have plug sockets, though this seems to be more of a random addition rather than an official feature. And in case you were wondering, no Wi-Fi connection is available on the train, not even at an extra cost. Also, make sure to pack your own food and drinks, as Ouigo does not have any form of catering on board. We're currently in Ternier, home to a major freight yard, mostly seeing traffic to and from Belgium. This line is not only served by Ouigo International services, with a roughly hourly train serving the local stops along the way. These are part of SNCF's regional TER Hauts-de-France network of trains, with both chrono and proxy services on the route. The French Railways sure does love making new brands. Now you're probably wondering how much this trip cost, but we'll get to that soon, as we're currently stopping at Creil. This is the northern terminus of Paris's RER commuter train network, and we can even catch a quick glimpse of the brand new RER NG units off in the distance. Let's go to Paris. Our train's maximum speed is 160 km an hour, giving us the 3-hour journey time. This is well over double the duration of the Eurostar service. However, in my opinion, is still a reasonable amount of time. But would you accept such a long trip when there are high-speed options available? Let me know what you'd do in the comments below. From here, the rest of the trip is on the very busy approach to Paris Nord, our route being shared by TGV and Eurostar services in addition to RER commuter trains, with as many as 8 tracks on the main line. So how much did I pay for this experience? My one-way ticket cost just €10, and bear in mind that I didn't get any add-ons, so this is exactly the price I paid for the journey. And that, in my book, is excellent value for money. Certainly better value than the Eurostar. We arrive into Paris Nord with a delay of 1 minute, at 10:37. Overall, I had a great trip with Ouigo. While the train wasn't luxurious by any means, it was good enough, with comfortable seats in modern, clean carriages at a fantastic price. Once in Paris, I tried the special TGV Lyria, one of Europe's most luxurious train services, travelling at incredible speeds while I sampled the regional fine dining menu. And that incredible experience is one you can see by clicking up here now.